And there we go. We should be live. The High Noon Hemp Show here on the Temptations Beach page on Facebook. Of course, I'm Joe Claire, here with Beach and hopefully all of you, as long as the technical issues stay at bay. Beach, how's it going?
It is great. I'm happy to be here today. Again, Beach on the high hemp. I can see I did it again. I just practiced 100 times and I got it wrong. The High Noon Hemp Show every Wednesday, 12 o'clock. As Joe said, on the Temptations Beach Facebook page. Then we tend to publish that afterwards at some point or another, cut it up and give you little bits and pieces sometimes. So it is Wednesday, it is high noon, and we are here. Last week, I think I left off kind of with why hemp. And so, but I didn't, and I really wanted to explain the fact of I know exactly where I was when I came up with the name. Over the years, there have been Hemptations that have come and gone around the country, and there's probably somebody out there right now using the Hemptations name. But I know I was driving up I-71 right around the Red Bank Road the first time I said Hemptations, and I continued to just repeat it to myself over and over again, and then said having Hemptations, which has become basically one of our slogans, having Hemptations, which I like to say as well. And so, you know, as far as intellectual property goes, I know for a fact that it was my brain that came up with it. I'm pretty sure. And I've always said, if there was a Hemptations out there that was operating before the spring of 1995 or so, I would concede the name. So far, that hasn't happened. I realize, they say imitation is the highest form of flattery until you have a very successful business name. Because then all it does is really piss you off, confuse people, and some other things. So anyway, that's the story of the name of Hemptations. Again, we opened September 1st, 1995, and now boast the largest selection of hemp on the planet. And that being said, we will go right into the product spotlight.
Awesome.
And today's first product, which is a product we've carried for a long time, unbelievable quality. You will see their products in mainstream establishments and stores, but that's Hemp Mania. They have been around, again, for as long as I can remember. I would say they probably started possibly late 90s. They may have even been, I don't know for sure, they may have been around when we first started, but I'm not positive on that one. But again, they make mostly bags and all kinds of shapes and sizes, duffel bags. Here you can see the backpacks that they have. I really like this Toyota Eco Market Hemptation sign that we have in the store. That was kind of fun. That was part of when we were at Bunbury. We were actually part of the Toyota Eco Market at Bunbury, and I was wholeheartedly surprised that they put a hemp leaf on the same banner with the Toyota, because I doubt Toyota would have approved that at the time. But I love it. It hangs in the Sharonville store. There's some Hemp Mania bags. Again, a product we've been carrying for a long time. The second product we've been carrying for a long time, and probably, again, one of the greatest that should be taken advantage of more, is the Greenfield Paper Company. I print my business cards on hemp paper, which they provide and you can buy. They have notebooks. They have art pads made from hemp paper. And again, they have been around for a long time and continue to do a great job of supplying us with hemp paper. Anybody in the industry. I believe I've seen maybe one more company out there that now might be making hemp business cards. But I've been printing on their hemp business cards for probably, I'm not kidding you, could be 8-10 years. And so not only is it a product that we sell in the store, but it's a product that I use every day. I can show you. Here's one right here on my desk, a business card printed on Greenfield Paper Company stock. And they do computer paper, so to speak, regular paper, 25 pound is what it is. I run it through my printer. We print everything on that, as well as sticker stuff to make signs. And they actually now have a hemp sticker. It's, about the size of those "Hi, my name is" stickers, but it's actually hemp paper on the outside, and they're pretty sticky. And so again, Greenfield Paper Company is doing some great stuff. Always have, and we love them at Hemptations. One of the newer products that we have, and again, it's a food product. Most of the food products are relatively new to our shelves, is the Caslow Sourdough's Pasta. And again, we'll attest that this stuff is delicious. I think I mentioned it last week when I was talking about the vegan Parmesan made from hemp that we have. So we made some pasta, hemp pasta, put the vegan Parmesan on there, and it's delicious. You can put any type of sauce on it. And it's all the good things, natural and no GMOs and all those happy things for the body. And so once again, not only a product that we sell in a store, but a product that I use on a semi-regular basis. Not that I don't use most of our products on a semi-regular basis, because I do, because they're always around me. But definitely a food product that I like taking home from the store and using. So that's nice. And the second new to the market, and this is going to be interesting because this may be kind of controversial to those all hemp but don't really care for the other side of things. But these are the high hemp wraps, and these have been on the market now for a couple years. Again, 100% tobacco free, and so I think that's right out of the gate a better option. And for those that don't know, France is a leading grower of industrial hemp, and most of that is for tobacco paper. I don't know that these particular hemp products are coming. I'm not saying that they are coming out of France. I'm just saying that hemp tobacco paper has been around for a very long time. And this is something kind of new to the market that our customers are really falling in love with. And so those are our two new, two old. And now for Beach's personal product of the week, which is one of my favorites. It's a hemp kitchen counter. That's right, folks. At the house, I have a hemp kitchen counter. Mary actually sealed it, and so we basically sealed the hemp from the top. And I kind of half joked that the sealant that we used probably set the planet back as far forward as the hemp press board. But, we will have this hemp kitchen counter until it deteriorates from the underneath. So far, it's showing no wear. We probably put this in 5 years ago, and it looks as good today. This is actually the top piece putting it in, because you can see the top board isn't done yet. But again, this is just hemp press board. We cut the sink piece out. We sealed it. You can get lost looking at the press board. You can actually see like seed in it that's cut in half from when they just basically just took the hurd and a little bit of seed and they just pressed this stuff and made the press board out of it. It's the same press board that we have a lot of our shelving in our house, a lot of shelving in the stores made from this hemp press board. My desk is made out of the hemp press board. We built a bar, full-size bar out of the hemp press board. So this is some material that I bought a lot of when it was available, and is hopefully going to be available soon in the United States. I've heard a couple different companies now that may be making a hemp press board, made even possibly with locally grown, so to speak, industrial hemp, or at least grown in the United States. And so that would be really nice if we could take advantage of that. I would build even more stuff with it if I had even more to build with. And we're going to do some hemp concrete or hempcrete projects hopefully soon. And so we'll see how that goes. So there you have it, folks. The product spotlight, 2 + 2 + 1. Nice. And again, 4 of those are available in the store. 1 of those are not available at my house unless you're invited over.
They can't just come to your house and say, "Hey, can I see that cool kitchen counter, Beach?"
Someday I could probably set the house up to do a hemp tour. It would be fun.
Yeah.
If we could get some people, I would actually, because again, it's everywhere in our house at this point, and so I could probably do a hemp house tour. It wouldn't be a hemp house tour because the house is not made out of hemp, which they are doing, but it would be a tour of a house that has been transferred into hemp products everywhere you look.
You could do a hemp haunted house for Halloween, and instead of scaring people, they can just come see things made of hemp. You say that's made of
Well,
hemp, and you just point at stuff.
We do a like a Earth Day. It wouldn't be haunted. We had an Earth Day hemp house. Come to the Earth Day hemp house and be scared by industrial hemp. We've been scaring people for 23 years now.
See the haunted kitchen counter.
Shoot.
So
Okay,
everything's
so-
good at the everything's good at the stores. Any any news, anything to report. By the way, Hemptations.com. Y'all want to check out the stores locations. 3 in the Cincinnati area, 1 in Dayton. Of course, all the myriad of the Facebook pages and all that. So how things are going at the shop, Beach?
I think, the status quo, honestly, we're still kind of going through this thing with this Board of Pharmacy CBD announcement. But again, we're pretty status quo. The Cincinnati Enquirer article that was published on Sunday, and it was a Cincinnati.com article with me. The headline is kind of deceiving because they say I'm defying the law. But I am not defying the law, I assure you. The article is pretty positive. It does tell both sides. But again, all of our products are industrial hemp derived, regardless of whether it's CBD or food product or cosmetics or anything else. And so it's 100% legal under the Farm Bill, 2014 Farm Bill. And so, it's still some controversy.
The CBD
and I
outlaw.
think, yeah, right. Don't get that out there.
I see a whole series, a whole comic book and everything.
Oh, shoot. Well, I felt like an outlaw since we opened 23 years ago. And, even if it was just bags and clothing and stuff like that, they still tend to make us feel like criminals for encouraging the use of industrial hemp, which once again has no euphoric value. No euphoric value. Well, I don't care what you're growing it for, whether it's CBD or to make a pair of jeans out of. There's no euphoric value to it. And there are 2 different laws that govern CBD. And so that's the thing that's kind of really confusing, but it's the truth. There are 2 different laws. The tale of two CBDs, 2 different laws that govern whether a product is, again, marijuana derived or industrial hemp derived.
Absolutely. So, before we go to the next segment, I want to check with the people on Facebook real quick. You can leave comments, obviously, during the show. Kay said, I swear by hemp, it has really helped me. I had total knee replacement surgery in May and was in so much pain. I started using 500 milligrams, and the pain has decreased so much. I love this product. Thank you, Beach. And Carolyn said, I want your countertop. So I don't know if you can work out something with that. DJ,
I'm sure we could.
Said,
We could probably do that. Hello, DJ. He's probably on the other side of the world somewhere.
On Facebook.
It's hard to say. Yes, thank you, everyone out there. Okay,
now,
so
the most exciting segment of the show is,
and I think we've got it all together this week.
Yes, we do. It's we haven't got the runway. The promised runway show is still in the future.
Not yet.
There's a lot of logistics to work out, and then lights and just the whole 9 yards. But we have it together up to a point this week. So, Beach, tell us. And we need a jingle too. I got to work on a jingle. What are you wearing?
Well, see, what the way you really need to say it is, "What are you wearing, Beach?"
Yes. It'll bring in a certain segment of the population as viewership.
Right. So today, as you can see, Beach, starting from the top up, is wearing an e-conscious, I believe is how they pronounce it, hat. I believe that originally I found these on eBay. And we do have a line of certain colors in the stores of these guys' hats. And so you can go on eBay if you want to find one. They have a bunch of different colors, but it's your old trucker trucker style hat, but very comfortable, nice, very inexpensive. I really like them. So that's good. And then I've got a green tea, and I honestly wish that I could tell you who made this tea, but the tag is worn. I could tell you it's 55% hemp at least. But we printed this here at the old Planet Everywhere manufacturing spot in Sharonville. This is kind of one of my favorites as well. Of course, anything that has a hemp leaf on it is going to be something. But this grabs the people's attention. And then again, they can clearly see it's hemp. It's hemp. Hemp is safe. It's not a problem. The shorts, everyone's going to love these. These actually come from Prana. And Prana has been making hemp stuff. I have a couple of Prana hemp hats and some Prana wear, probably 5 years old at least. They've been doing hemp for a while now. These I've got on Amazon, and I think you can go to prana.com and purchase the shorts. Really nice. You kind of have that linen feel, come in multitude of colors. There's a couple different cuts. I do believe that they have women's wear. Unfortunately, ladies, I don't think that I'm going to be modeling too much women's wear when I do this segment. So, but I will tell you, yes, I'm sure. If we can get RuPaul to come on the show, maybe I would be willing to do a cross-dressing segment with women's hemp wear. But anyway,
no promises.
No promises. Prana, again, they have a full line, and I know that they have ladies wear as well as men's wear on their site, and it's really, 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 again, quality stuff. The boxer shorts, another picture's a little confusing, but I got my boxers and my socks in the one shot. Those are the head case boxers. I talked about those in episode 1. They have the little secret pouch in the back if you care to hide something in your boxers if you need to. And those particular boxers are probably got to be at least 10 years old, because I don't even know the last time that head case hemp hat and company, so to speak, actually operated. And so those are decently aged and in pretty still decent shape, as you can see. Quality hemp goods. The socks are, again, these were found on Amazon, made by a company called Oasis. Those are actually women's socks. They're Oasis no-show socks, and you can buy, I think it's a 3-pack, and they have kind of a pinkish color, kind of a greenish color, kind of a bluish color, I believe, if I remember correctly. I love no-show socks in the summer, and so they stretched out and still fit me perfectly. And so that's been a real treat that I've been able to find those to wear with most of my white or natural colored shoes. Moving to the shoes, you will see these are Sauconys. These particular Sauconys, not only are they hemp, but I do believe that they're vegan. The Saucony has a whole line of hemp shoes, and I believe, I don't know if they're a part of the vegan line or if there is a vegan part of the hemp line, but they do in fact make a vegan shoe, and there it is. I have a couple different styles of those, color patterns and whatnot of those as well. And so, for all of you wondering out there, what are you wearing, Beach? There you have it, folks, from head to toe. We had the visual ready. You can actually see it as I talk about it, and I don't have to try to stand up and show you on my very bad computer screen camera, my very bad computer camera. So, anyway.
Awesome. There you go. Like I said, the most popular by far segment, I believe will be the segment that stands out to everybody as we go forward with the High Noon Hemp Show, of course, every Wednesday, right here on the Temptations Beach page, noon Eastern time. It's a great run so far, and as you can tell, every show we get a little bit more together. So
a little bit more. I feel really good about that. We're flowing through it like it's nothing.
Absolutely.
Third episode, that should be true. I think I feel good about that.
There should be some improvement discernible to people as they watch.
Yeah, if not, we're gonna have to question that 12 episode commitment. But so far, we're doing well. So anyway,
absolutely. So the next segment, of course, is Hemp News. For the beginning of Hemp News, Beach was on something called Cincy Lifestyle. For those who might not know what this is, Beach, or what they're about to see or how it came about? Can you give us a little bit of a background on what we're about to see?
Well, it's it's actually one of those things. It looks like a news thing, but it was really a commercial. And so I want to, as a disclaimer, it kind of sounds like I'm really rushing things, and I was. um, but it was really neat. They reached out to me to do it, and I said yes, and they really kind of embraced it. And it's it was a fun little spot to do, but you may get the sense that I'm a little rushed, even though it's a nice. It's a minute, 2.5 minutes long or so, only because I was really trying to fit a lot into a little.
Yeah, did they tell you like you have a certain amount of time? You got to get this done or whatever.
More or less, yeah. I had a script, kind of, and then I kind of freestyled the answers to the script a little bit. I probably, and so me when I start talking about hemp, it's tough to slow down or not keep talking.
That's the entire basis of the show.
Yeah. And so you might get a little sense of that. But again, they put it together. We actually did a couple takes, and they edited, and I was really impressed that they edited it together. And because I wasn't really sure I was going to come together with kind of the way it worked. But no, I really it turned out really well. And so here it is, folks. Beach on the Cincy Lifestyle, I believe, Channel 9 original.
Absolutely, check it out. We'll be right back.
When you hear the word hemp, it's often associated with the controversy that surrounds the cannabis plant. But there are many other uses for hemp, and a Cincinnati business has been marketing those products to customers for 20 years. The store is called Hemptations, and I'm joined today by Beach, who's the owner. Thanks so much for being with us, Beach.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're going to learn a lot today. I know I am. So what prompted you to start this business?
Well, originally it was about the spring of 1995. My original partner and I were sitting around discussing opening a shop, and I knew I wanted to sell hemp products. I had done a lot of research in college on industrial hemp. I had learned a lot of unbelievable facts. Anything you can make from wood or you can make synthetically, you can make from hemp. When it comes to the fiber benefits, which is all the clothing, it is no herbicides, no pesticides needed to grow it. It's just one of the strongest natural fibers on the planet. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, so it's really good for sensitive skin. You've got the food benefits, which have just come around most recently, making it high in protein, also the essential ratio of omega-6 to omega-3.
So we have to ask the question because it's on everybody's mind. What separates your products, the legal hemp, from the illegal cannabis products?
Well, first and foremost, it has to have less than 0.3% THC, which distinguishes from its cousin, which is where the controversy comes from. If it's imported with less than that in THC content, then it's legal. And if it's grown locally, as in a state that has legalized industrial hemp, then it also has to have that less than 0.3% THC content.
So you already talked about some of the products that our viewers might be interested, but what other products do you have? You brought some with you that our viewers might be surprised have hemp in them.
I think a lot of people are surprised to see the selection of hemp that we have, period. We have the largest selection of hemp on the planet, and that's everything from the cosmetics of food, hemp plastic material, now the CBD products, which are showing great benefits for people. It could be anti-inflammatory, showing very anti-anxiety benefits for a lot of people, all the way up to the Planet Everywhere, which is the products made here in Cincinnati by us.
Okay, so this has been really enlightening. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. I want to thank you for joining us, Beach.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And if you'd like to visit Hemptations, there are 4 locations, and you'll find information about those on hemptations.com. And there's much more information about hemp on the website as well. This has been great. Thanks, Beach.
Thank you.
There you go. How about that?
How about that? How about that? Yeah, no, actually, I watched it, watching it again, it really did turn out well. I think that and it's funny is, that was done 6 months ago. And then just you can see there, I'm still having to, way before the controversy in the state of Ohio, I was still having to explain the difference as to what makes our products legal as industrial hemp products opposed to the other, and so
Yeah.
it's still an issue, and hopefully it won't be an issue for too long, but we're still doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. I got to
All
ask,
right.
before we
Yeah.
get into a hemp news, I had a question about CBD, about
Okay.
legality. People know about the GW Pharmaceuticals CBD spray, and I've seen in stories where the DEA, because of that, is going to be forced to reschedule CBD. How would that affect all of this that's going on?
Well, here's the deal. The DEA doesn't write the laws, for one thing. And so whenever the DEA comes out and says they're going to make something illegal or not make something illegal, they have no authority to do that. Okay. They evaluate and then advise Congress on said matters. So honestly, it's up to Congress to come out and deschedule, change the scheduling of cannabis, or just take it off the controlled substance period. But most more than likely, they're not going to take it off the controlled substance right out of the gate. I would love to see that happen. They will reschedule so that they're not hypocrites when it comes to the FDA approving medicines that are made from cannabis, where they say now that with the scheduling, it has no medical benefits. And so they're literally hypocrites currently with their stance of the FDA approving this particular drug to begin with is actually illegal. It's the same controversy with the CBD, in my opinion. According to some people, this should never have been, it's still not legal. The scheduling of cannabis means there's no medicine value. That's the law.
Yeah.
But then you have the FDA saying, here's an approved medicine made from cannabis.
Yeah.
What do we, again, if my head could spin around like in The Exorcist, it'd be, that's what I feel like it needs to do every time I have to go over something like this. But that's kind of exactly where we are. And so, we'll see what happens. And I think that, I think they are going to reschedule or take off the controlled substance list. But at this point, I believe they're holding off until next year.
Okay.
And so we'll see on that issue. That would sure help, I think, with CBD, even though we don't need any help. Again, we're not selling a medicinal product. I don't care about the medicinal marijuana laws when it comes to the CBD products that we're carrying. And so, because again, it's industrial hemp. But I think that, it would just make less gray areas if they would just do something, the logical move. And so we'll see. We'll see if that's going to happen or not. I think the biggest thing is if they pass the 2018 Farm Bill with the CBD extension in it, then it will automatically take industrial hemp off the controlled substance list, period. Won't have to go through the DEA to get approval to grow industrial hemp. You will just have to prove that the seed you have is from an industrial hemp cultivar. And so once again, as long as that cultivar is 0.3% less than in THC, we can throw it in the ground like corn or soy or anything else.
Yeah.
And so that I think will help a lot as well, as far as, again, we've already established, the federal government's already established the difference between industrial hemp and marijuana. That's the 2004 Farm Bill at this point. This just kind of opens it up more make it a lot easier for the farmers and for the states to just go ahead and grow everywhere. And then hopefully maybe the state of Ohio would legalize industrial hemp, and our farmers here, because we have a lot of farmland. Anybody who knows anything about Ohio knows that most of it is flat and full of agriculture. And so I think the farmers would love to have, something in rotation, something new in rotation, especially something that's beneficial, but not just beneficial to the humans that use it, but to the planet. So, we'll see how that goes. In other hemp news, last week, I think I told everybody that the Industrial Hemp Farm Summit, September 29th, is canceled. I believe that they are trying to reschedule for November, so I'll keep everybody abreasted with that. Hemp X Asheville is going on. It's the last Hemp X going on this weekend down at Franny's Farm, September. Oh, I'm not going to say the dates because it's this weekend, September 21st and 22nd, I should say, Friday and Saturday, I believe, down at Franny's Farm in Asheville. If you want to make any last minute plans and you want to go to Asheville, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful farm. It's a great hemp event. And I'm sorry to see that they won't be doing it, but I guarantee you that they will continue on some type of hemp event because these guys are very passionate about hemp down in Asheville, and they're doing a great job down in North Carolina promoting it. The following weekend, next weekend, you have the Southern Hemp Expo in Nashville. Again, this is probably the biggest hemp expo that you will find in the Midwest, East Coast area. It's going to be huge. My plans have changed because I was going to be at the Hemp Summit, but now I may go down for the Hemp Expo in Nashville because it's a lot of hemp, and it's done right. And so we'll see, but I may make a last minute trip down there September 28th and 29th again in Nashville, Southern Hemp Expo. Kentucky farmers, Kentucky processors. If you want to get in the industrial hemp game in Kentucky, I advise you to go to this event. It is the Kentucky Department of Agriculture Industrial Hemp Pilot Program Application Information and Networking Session for growers and processors. It's in October 11th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Pritchard Community Center, 404 South Mulberry Street, Elizabethtown. I want everybody to know that, and I've already started this, on the second page at hemptations.com. So if you go to hemptations.com and you go to the second, I think it's the About page, I've started a new events listing, and that's all the events that I have talked about on the show here. So if I'm talking about it here, and it's an event in the future, it will be on the hemptations.com About page. I have our events on the home page. I'll have the other hemp events on the About page. So just to let you know. And I believe the Kentucky one's on there. This next one is not on there, but I will add it. This is October 10th. It's the Growing Warriors at Healing Ground Farm. This is Mike Lewis. He's a hemp farmer pioneer because he was there in 2014. And he didn't know anything about industrial hemp, and the state actually came to him and they're like, man, you're perfect for this pilot program stuff. And he did it, and now he is one of the rare industrial hemp farmers in the country because he's actually doing fiber. And he's getting somewhat successful with small batch fiber on selling to locals. Kentucky is a very crafty state, and so they're kind of embracing that. If you've seen the hemp flags, the full size, the big hemp flags that have been going around for the last couple of years or so, there's actually a picture of me holding one in front of the Iowa State House, I believe, somewhere out there online. Those are made from Kentucky hemp, coming from Mike Lewis's Growing Warrior crops down on the Healing Ground Farm. So anyway, if you want to have something to do with that, Victory Hemp is going to be there. They have food products that we sell in the stores as well. So grown in Kentucky, processed, and then sold on our shelves. And the Hemp Road Trip, which I was on for a little over a week 1 year, is also going to be there. And Rick does an unbelievable job of going around and educating and between shops and politicians and all kinds of farms and everywhere, including everywhere industrial hemp, and promoting it in the best of ways. So I would recommend following the Hemp Road Trip as much as I would recommend following the Hemptation Beach page, which is where all our updates are, because they are great people doing great things. And so that's October 10th. I'll post that. That'll be on the website within the next couple of days. And then another favorite hemp human of mine, Doug Flight over at the Wink and Son Hemp Company. They are moving into a new location with their retail site. He is also a hemp farmer in West Virginia. So he's growing hemp, and he has a little hemp shop And I love his little hemp shop because, again, it's got a range of products, a little bit of everything. And it's also a skateboard shop. And so, we're into our skateboarding stuff as well. But they're moving into a new location in Wheeling, West Virginia, the 28th through the 30th. They're going to have events, I believe, at the new spot. And so, again, that's Wink & Son Hemp Company. We sell some of their products in the stores as well. They make they use Nepalese hemp in their products, and anybody out there that knows Nepalese hemp you can tell Nepalese hemp when you see it. And so they, really nice backpacks and a good to hard case, and so they do some really good stuff. And we just picked up their line recently, but he's a hemp farmer too. And so that to me is the most prestigious hemp position you can have right now, because they're not getting rich necessarily, but they're doing what needs to be done to prove that this crop should be grown everywhere in the country and not be held back. So,
absolutely.
And I think that is all I have for the hemp news today.
Awesome. Before we get to the Ask Beach Anything, Nick on Facebook says he's loving the show, Beach. Craig said tons of info. Thanks. Thank all of you watching on Facebook, of course, here every Wednesday, noon Eastern time on the Temptations Beach page. The High Noon Hemp Show. And of course, you can ask Beach anything, and we post every week on all the Facebook pages. Ask Beach anything about hemp, CBD, the products in the stores, anything you think Beach can answer. We will see if he can. And we did have a question on the Facebook this week from Chris. You want to go ahead and take that, Beach?
I will. His question is, are there varying levels of quality for hemp-derived CBD products, isolate versus full spectrum? But beyond that, what would differentiate products from company to company? Of course, there are varying levels of quality, and this is generally speaking what I would recommend. Invest in a company that does testing at all levels for all chemicals. The cleaner the source of the CBD obviously is better. Other than that, the ingredients that they may be using, if it's in a food product, then obviously pay attention to the food product. I know we're kind of beholden to the industry as to what's out there, and we may have sometimes I'll see some stuff that might have yellow dye number 5 or something. We try to stay away from that, and so look for something that's all natural. In all honesty, something that's grown in the United States. A lot of CBD products are imported. This is the funny thing about the controversy is a lot of the CBD product is coming from Europe or China. And so I find it very hard to believe that would be illegal, for one. But I don't know if we can trust it as much as far as the market. I mean, a lot of our products are, I try to, stay as close to home as possible. And if not, we try to use clean sources, period. Now, when it comes to the isolate versus the full spectrum, the only real difference is the isolate is 99.9% CBD. So all you're getting is CBD. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, if you go full spectrum, then you're going to have, possibly terpenes in there. And we're finding that terpenes are effective for some things. Terpenes are related to the flavor of cannabis, so to speak. But we're finding that they are serving a purpose when it comes to certain things that customers may or may not be looking for. And then also there's CBG. I believe there's CBN, possibly, these are other things that in trace amounts working with the CBD may benefit how you react to the CBD. With the CBD isolate, if the CBD is just what you need, then the CBD should be effective for whatever you want to use it for.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're getting. And so with full spectrum, that's where you get kind of on that line of the legal amounts of THC as well. And so if you're absolutely worried about any levels of THC, then I recommend the isolate, because should be 0.0000%, honestly, of THC. whereas the full spectrum, again, under the industrial hemp allows up to 0.3%. And so, again, though, that may be somewhat beneficial on the full spectrum aspect of it, because we do know that they work in conjecture with each other. And so, again, I think that's pretty much it as far as the difference between company to company. Again, try to find someone. I love organic on the label. It jumps to the top of the list. All natural jumps to the top of the list. Locally sourced, or reliable. Most of the companies should have a website. They should, any good, reliable company that's out there should have a website that really defines things and isn't, vague in some things. Again, they can't give you medical advice. Some may, but unless they've got a doctor writing their website, they're not really supposed to. We sell CBD supplements, and make sure honestly that it is a CBD supplement from industrial hemp, or I reckon you could be in trouble. But there's 100 websites out there you can get it from. We have probably, I don't know how many different products as far as the selection. And again, we try to stay towards the cleaner side of it when it comes to that. But if it's effective, it's the old adage too. You have to try it. You have to give it a chance. You have to, see if it works for you. And if it works for you, then I would be good with it.
Yeah.
But again, just because food is good for us doesn't mean we should eat all food. And so again, looking for a clean source, a reliable company, someone that's willing to back their products, is not trying to do anything shady, so to speak. And that's us. I feel pretty good. We vet a lot of our products, and if I found out that somebody was using something in the products that we sell that wasn't the better quality for the human or the pet, I would get rid of them. And so, that's about it. That's what I got on that matter.
Awesome. Like I said, we're here every Wednesday, noon Eastern time, on the Hemptations Beach page. I want to thank everybody, obviously, for liking and commenting and sharing and all that stuff. Hemptations.com for all the locations. Go check out all the Facebook pages. There are many. Twitter as well, @Hemptations. Go check all of that out. You got anything else, Beach, before we head out the door?
I don't think so. Same old, same old. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having
Right.
Hemptations.
And get ready for that runway show soon.
Soon. We'll see.
All right.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday on the High Noon Hemp Show. See you then.